Spears here once again. Happy to create some new content. I know lately I've been doing the interviews. It's been very difficult scheduling people, getting people to commit. Been very busy trying to get interviews going on to talk about dating, talk about love, talk about relationships. So this is one video or one particular topic that I want to discuss today, and it is basically a topic that one of my, I would say, subscribers, particularly, and again in the Umar Johnson sector, shout out to Sexy Toy Lady. She put in the comment section a topic that she wanted me to discuss, and it's related to how young women or how girls or how kids are raised to function in relationships. In her comments, she talked about that she didn't necessarily learn enough. She felt she should have learned more about relationships, and all she was told was make sure he can take care of you, and if he can take care of you, you'll figure out the rest. So I kind of thought about that, because that's more of an old school type of approach. And not to say that anything is wrong with it, but there are more things that are required, or there are more, I would say, expectations that are required if you are to be successful in any relationship. Now, when you look at other generations, the biggest requirement was to actually be taken care of, and many fathers did not give their daughters away unless the man had a ability to take care of their daughter. Now, the expectation of that has changed, because now women they have more expectations to take care of themselves, and not necessarily that they don't want a man to take care of them. It's just the fact that taking care of a woman financially is not always an expectation or a full expectation of a man. Although there are a lot of women who do expect men to do that, and who basically require that. However, there's also a healthy percentage that don't. They just find if you're able to sustain yourself and contribute to the household, that's enough. So when other generations have told young women, as STL stated, they came from a position of looking at financial worth first and everything else second. And you got to understand, when other generations thought of a worthy man to be married, it's because there are a lot of men who could not afford to take care of women. And so if you were able to afford to do that, and she doesn't work and you can do it effectively, that was a big plus, because a lot of black men could not afford to do that. And even today, there's a smaller percentage of black men who can do that as opposed to other groups of people. So I am in the mindset that it was not wrong for them to tell you that. It's just that it was the fact that in telling someone that, or telling children that, you're basically ignoring or not necessarily prepping them and developing other characteristics that they need to look for out of men. And if you solely look at the fact that they can do that and you figure out the rest, you're going to find yourself marrying men who are poor communicators, who don't necessarily care for your best interest outside of taking care of the home, who are going to be very misogynistic, who may not even love you, who may don't believe in fidelity, who may gamble, who may be abusive, not sexually taking care of you in the ways that you need, who are not empathetic. There are a lot of other behavioral dynamics that are necessary for men to function and be successful and having relationships and being good fathers and being good husbands. So yes, the financial aspect is highly important, but what you're going to find yourself is that in only looking at that one aspect, as far as from a financial standpoint, you will be ill-equipped to find men who have other characteristics that are appropriate to marriage. You're going to find men who will show themselves one way, and once you date them long term or marriage, they're going to appear another way. You're going to find yourself with the inability to vet a man properly because you're only looking at one particular characteristic or level of functioning. So that's the dangers of that. And so my experience is that not a lot of people in our community and even previous generations teach solely that, but there are those that do hold that to high esteem, as particularly as the number one thing. Particularly as a father, you want your daughter to be married to someone who can take care of them. Okay. However, there are other things that are required in a relationship, and if he only brings that to the table, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's definitely not enough. There has to be other aspects of the relationship that man can excel in order to make a woman happy, and in reverse, you as a woman have to also make him happy and support him and be there for him in whatever ways that he required. You see, that this is equivalent to a father telling his son, you know, only marry a woman who can have children for you. Only marry a woman who's good in bed. Only marry a woman who can cook and clean. And we all know women are capable of doing a lot more than the things that I've just listed. But in reverse, if a man was telling his son that will be looked upon in a certain way. Even if a man is telling his daughter what STL talked about, it still is looked upon a certain way. And by the way, shout out to Sexy Toy Lady. Appreciate you for inspiring me to create this video. So those are the components that one would have to, and I would say, assess and analyze, as it involves a parent doing the best that they can to teach their children a way to survive. From my position, marriage should not ever be looked at as an institution for survival. However, it should be looked upon as an institution for legacy, an institution to thrive, an institution that is long term between two parties. Okay? So, my position is, as stated, me personally, in raising my daughters, the first thing that I taught them is to date a man or marry a man who is going to respect you and look for your best interests. Now, respect you and look for your best interests can mean a lot of things. Now, also in that, I told my daughters that it is also equally important to look at the fact that they are able to have long-term employment and they're able to take care of themselves. Because if they can't take care of themselves, they can't take care of you. And so I never put a dollar sign amount of how much money they should make. What I'm saying is they should be productive human beings who are able to take care of themselves and have the ability to take care of a family. Whatever amount of money that is required. But also, it is also equally important that these men show respect, these men honor you, these men care for you, love you, cherish you, and they look out for your best interests. Remember, your best interests. That means whatever things that need to be done or problems that need to be solved, things that will allow you to become a better person, they're going to be supportive in the process. So guys, I want to thank you all for viewing my video today. This is Coach D. Darrell Spears. Have a great day.